All right, let's jump right in. How you ever made a decision and then found yourself explaining or maybe defending why you made it? You ever stop and think, wait, is this a real reason or just a really good sounding excuse? Well, that's exactly what we're going to unpack today. We're looking at that super subtle but incredibly powerful line between justifying something and truly rationalizing it. We're going to map out the mind to see how it all works. And this quote right here from our source material really gets to the absolute heart of it. Just think about that for a second. It's basically saying that the moment you feel that pull to defend an idea, it's a sign that the idea itself might be a little shaky, right? I mean, if something is perfectly logical and rational, it just stands on its own. It doesn't need a defense team. This is going to be our guiding star for this whole thing, so let's keep it in mind. So to really get this, we've got to look at the two different faces of reason. On one side, we have justification, and on the other, what our source calls true rationalization. Yeah, they sound kind of the same, but trust me, they come from completely different places inside of us. And this slide lays it out perfectly. Look at this. Justification. Where does it come from? The ego. And what's its goal? It's simple. To be right. That's it. It's not interested in other opinions, it just wants to win. But then you have rationalization. The source says this comes from the mind, and its goal is totally different. It's not about being right, it's about comparing, analyzing, trying to actually understand. So one is all about defense, and the other is all about discovery. Okay, so to see how this plays out, we need to meet the cast of characters in this little drama inside our heads. The source material breaks our consciousness down into three key players. You've got the ego, the intellect, and the mind. First up, the ego. The easiest way to think about the ego is like your own personal defense attorney. Its primary job is self-preservation, and a huge part of that is proving that it's right, no matter what. It's that voice in your head that just digs its heels in and says, nope, I'm right, and here are all the reasons why. This is the engine that drives justification. Then, in the middle, you have the intellect. Think of the intellect as the analyst or the processor. It's the part of you that sifts through information. But here's the key. It doesn't work alone. It's standing at a fork in the road, and it has to make a choice. Is it going to listen to the ego, or is it going to listen to the mind? And that brings us to the mind. Now, this isn't just your day-to-day thinking. This is a state of real clarity, rational thought, and deep, deep focus. The mind has zero interest in winning an argument. It just wants to understand. It calmly compares information to find the truth. This is that higher-level thinking the intellect can choose to tap into. All right, so here is where it all comes together. This is the aha moment. It all boils down to this single critical choice that the intellect has to make. This one moment determines everything that follows. And here's exactly how it works. Step 1, the intellect looks at a situation. Step 2, the pivotal moment, the choice. Does it side with the loud, demanding ego that's screaming, we have to be right? Or does it align with the quiet, calm mind that's just trying to understand? That single decision dictates the outcome. If it sides with the ego, you get justification. If it sides with the mind, you get true rationalization. Now get this, it gets even more fascinating when you connect this to our actual brains. The source suggests that this isn't just some abstract idea. When the intellect and ego team up, that's your left brain taking over, the logical, linear, defensive part. But when the intellect aligns with the mind, you're tapping into your right brain, the home of creativity, intuition, and big picture thinking. So, you see, the stakes here are actually pretty huge. This isn't just about how you argue. It's a fundamental choice about how you move through the world. Are you going to spend your energy justifying things you don't really get, all to protect your ego and feel right? Or are you going to choose the path of the mind, which lets you actually learn, grow, and evolve? And this choice, it does more than just affect your arguments. It fundamentally changes the quality of your focus. It's really the difference between a scattered, anxious mind and one that's crystal clear and powerful. See, when the intellect and ego are in charge, the source calls this a two-pointed process. Think about it. There's you, and then there's the point you're trying to win. Your energy is split. Your focus is divided between what you think and the argument you're building. It creates this constant internal tension. But when the intellect connects with the mind, everything changes. It becomes a one-pointed process. There's no fight, there's no argument to win, there is just one single point of focus. This is where that feeling of being in the zone comes from, that state of complete, undivided attention. And when you can get to that place, when all three of these players, the ego, the intellect, and the mind, stop fighting each other and actually start working together in harmony, well, the Source has a pretty cool name for that. It's called the earthly Trinity. This is the goal. This is that ideal state of inner alignment, where your drives, your thoughts, and your wisdom are all pointing in the exact same direction. So what's the big takeaway here? What's the point of understanding all this? Well, this isn't just some neat psychological model. It's a practical roadmap for unlocking a totally different way of experiencing your life. Because when we learn to operate from that one-pointed state of mind, amazing things start to happen. You can start to see the world without all the filters and biases you've picked up over the years. You can actually evolve past the limits your ego sets for you. And maybe, just maybe, you can quiet down all that inner chatter and finally learn to just live in the now. Now you might be asking, okay, that sounds great, but how do I actually do that? Well, the Source does point to one possible path. It mentions a practice which is apparently designed to do exactly this, to help people make that conscious shift from the defensive ego to the still observant mind. So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with just one question to carry with you. As you go about your day, making decisions, having conversations, forming opinions, just pause for a second and ask yourself, which voice am I listening to right now? Is it the ego demanding to be right? Or is it the mind quietly seeking to understand? The answer, as you're starting to see, could change absolutely everything.